And the latest news just in has it that the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 has promised to publish over 500 travelers who have violated the travel protocol and those who evaded quarantine. Travel passports that have been barred in the last 6 months will be lifted in the coming days, while those who evaded quarantine will similarly have restrictions on their international passports for 1 year. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Hanire, is also emphasizing that interstate travel between Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Oyo Rivers, Kano, Plateau and the FCT is discouraged by the steering committee, except absolutely necessary because of the surge of the virus in those states. Well, joining us from Abuja studio is Dr. Abubakar Jafia, is the Assistant Director Surveillance Epidemiology with the NCDC. Thank you for joining us on the program. We're seeing an update from the Presidential Steering Committee on travel, but we're also seeing a frequent rise in cases over the weekend. How are we assured of the reinforcement of the surveillance system at the country's points of entry?
Thank you very much, Millicent, and thank you for having me. The Presidential Task Force has a team that regularly monitors what happens around the globe, and they provide, guidance to the PSC and the country at large. Recently, the PSC has also reinstituted the COVID-19 health protection regulations, and this includes, the restriction of gatherings in workplaces, in non-workplaces to just about, 50 people, also ensuring that they adhere to the non-pharmaceutical interventions. Also, there's enforcement of travel regulations on travelers into the country. They have to ensure that, they do the 7-day quarantine. And for some travelers that are coming to certain countries that have, high number of cases and the variants of concern, usually they have to go into the institutional quarantine. Also, the protocol discourages physical meetings in government places. They encourage virtual meetings. And before people go into premises, they have to get their temperature checked, and they have to use face mask. It's either the no face mask, no entry policy has been activated. So these are the things that the PSC has put in place to ensure that, the cases are controlled.
All right, let's take a quick break, Dr. Jafia, as we come back to continue the national response on COVID-19. Please stay with us. We've been talking to Dr. Abubakar Jafia, Assistant Director, Surveillance and Epidemiology with the NCDC. Thank you for your patience. Just continuing on the national response. Now, one of the restrictions on mass gatherings you've mentioned outside workplace settings says the maximum number of 50 people in enclosed spaces. But in terms of, physical distancing measures and other non-pharmaceutical interventions in place and, enforcing that, if you are outdoors, do you still need to put on a face mask? And this is also if you perhaps have access to more than 2 meters distance to another person. Do you need to wear a mask? And for office spaces and, those that have air conditioning, what is the advice?
Okay, so the truth of the matter here is that globally, we know that the production of vaccines, does not meet up the demand. And also in Nigeria, we are all aware that we are yet to start, the development of any vaccines as at now. So realistically, what we have is just the non-pharmaceutical interventions. And the non-pharmaceutical interventions is a comprehensive package. It includes, the hand washing and hand sanitization. It includes the use of face mask. It includes physical distancing, and it also includes, limiting social gatherings to a maximum of number of 50 people. So I will advise Nigerians that you should not, you should adhere to all the package of the, non-pharmaceutical interventions. Whether you are outside or inside, once you are outside your household, the most important thing is to adhere to all the non-pharmaceutical interventions. That is the only thing that we have now that will help us to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in Nigeria. Because the vaccines are not available as at now, are not enough.
Indeed, and it would take us some time to reach herd immunity. We would like to appreciate your time on the program. Babakar Jafia, Doctor, the Assistant Director of Surveillance Epidemiology with the NCDC. Many thanks. We hope you can join us again.